Hey everyone, and welcome back to 2 Cent Movie Talk. I'm Nika.
And I'm Greg. And today we're here with our in-game spoiler discussion and our in-game inbox surprise. So we're doubling this up a little bit. Oh, make sure we get your little man closer.
Okay.
Want everyone to hear your lovely voice.
No, I don't know about all that, but okay.
All right. So as everyone knows, we did our non-spoiler review of in-game last weekend. And we told you at that time we'd have something here special for you, and we are not.
It's been here all day.
All day.
He has been really good because he's been wanting to open this.
I'm a box opener.
Since it came. So
I'm a box opener. I don't leave any boxes
I'll wait
closed.
until whenever. A year.
So we're gonna do this first because I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it.
I don't even know what it is.
You don't even know what it is?
I know what it is, but he usually shows me. I don't think I've seen it. A picture of it. So
yeah,
I'm pretty excited to see.
I'm pretty excited too. So it's taken a year to get this.
Yes.
I ordered it a year ago.
Here we go.
And every month down to April, waiting. And it was with perfect timing that it showed up. Perfect timing. So
we had a little scare because we thought it wasn't going to, because at one point it was back ordered or something happened, and it was delayed. So
and then today when the UPS guy showed up, I'd actually left. And it just so happened he's coming down the street, and I let him by. But then I said, "Bust a Yui," because I don't want.
It would have been kind of scary had he jumped out all excited at the UPS guy. So
I was questioning that because I was like, "Is he going to get it to me?" Because I just pulled right back up and followed him and said, "Hey, that's mine."
Right.
And he was like, "Hey, sign for it."
Okay.
I was like, "Dang, that was easier than I thought it would be." So, all right. So let's go ahead. Without any further ado, I'm gonna cut it open. I couldn't find a box cutter quick enough, so
screwdriver works. Just screwing screws.
Just screw and screws, and screws some more. And when you run out of the screw, you grab a screwdriver and you screw some more.
Whatever, man. You know what I mean.
I know what you said. I know what you said. So, all right. So,
so exciting. It's really exciting because I have something, and I'll tell you about it after he opens. I got it.
We're gonna dun 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 dun
dun dun dun dun.
Just toss it.
Yeah. I'm not gonna toss it. I'm gonna gently place it. OMG.
This.
It's Thanos!
Thanos was coming, and now Thanos has come. Boom.
Thanos is here.
Wow. And if you are not familiar with this by just seeing the box, this is from Sideshow Collectibles. I will put a link in the description to their site and this special item.
Make sure you check them out.
Yes, they have some of the most amazing collectibles. By far one of the best I've ever seen.
Yeah. So if you guys are here from my channel, you know that I have Wonder Woman that he bought me for my birthday last year.
Last year, yeah.
Last year, and I had her up for a while, and it came from the same place.
Yes. So this is the Thanos 1/6 scale from Infinity War, not Endgame, but from Infinity War. They have just released one for Endgame, which will be ready next year.
I checked out the website last night because I couldn't sleep, so I seen a few things that I may want.
Addictive. Now you slide it up. You slide the top off. You slide it. Here you go. So some of the packaging they have is, but you're actually seeing this before we see it. We can't see it right now.
Yeah, we can't see. You guys can see it. We can't.
And this is amazing. The artwork they put in this box is awesome.
So awesome.
And
we'll put a lot of great detail into these things. Like my Wonder Woman is so amazing.
So let's take a look. I haven't seen. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
So yeah.
This is awesome.
This is gigantic.
I love the box. Like,
I know you
the packaging and everything is just so amazing.
Yeah, down to the details. They pay attention. I don't know, is it? Yeah, go ahead. It's not tape. Oh, the little patcher, yeah.
Right here.
So these items are, as best I can tell, are primarily handcrafted. They come out with a demo or a what do you call it, sample display or prototype, initially, and that's what they do the pictures off of. And at that time, they give you the option. You can pre-order them or pay over time. But either way, they don't ship. They don't take the final payment until they're ready to ship.
Yeah.
So, you know, I thought long and hard about buying this guy here, but and I also and really which one to get.
I got the box.
Yeah, I'm sliding backwards here because it's a lot to this, and I hope it
This is actually a lot bigger than my Wonder Woman.
It's 41.5 centimeters. I think 41.5. I think it works out about 16 inches. And let's see here. Oh, because he's taped here. So now,
your little booklet.
So now, if you've seen the movie, you know that the Thanos from Infinity War is a little different than the one from Endgame. Infinity War, he was more of a man on a mission. It wasn't personal. He saw himself as a prophet. He was restoring order, and it wasn't something where he was taking it personal against anyone. And in Endgame, that changed. Yeah. So this is a more humble, more. His demeanor's a lot calmer. He's more resolved to his mission. And as you saw in the beginning of Endgame, when they first showed Thanos, he is done. He's not looking for anything else. He's on his farm with his vegetables, stewing a pot of food.
Chilling on his glass self.
Yeah, so here he is. Wow. Now, immediately, the first thing I noticed, aside from the weight of this thing, I mean, it's
oh wow,
heavy.
This is heavy. Wow. Look at the detail of the clothes. Yeah. Wow. Down to the detail. Guys. I mean, this is a movie exact replica. The pants are fabric. I mean, it's a material. This is not painted on. Yeah, this is material.
The gauntlet is mobile. Is posable fingers.
Like bulletproof.
Yeah. I mean, he's suffocating. But
and the gauntlet.
Yeah, the gauntlet. Now the gauntlet does light up. So I don't know if they have batteries installed already.
This is absolutely amazing.
I am not an instruction reader by far.
Obviously.
Yeah, so go ahead and give him a little 360 of that. I'm going to put all the extra features that come along with him.
So amazing. And it moves. You can see the hand move.
His legs move, arm move.
Yeah. These move. Let's take the...
Oh, here are the batteries here. So 6 batteries here.
Let's take off the feet. Are you displaying this?
Yeah. Okay. And that's so they give you actually a platform here as well. And a post to actually display them.
I'm not going to pull at this. I'll wait until you are ready for it. But
well, if you break it, I'll just say get broken and ship it.
The head moves.
And here, you can while you're doing that, I'll show you. They actually give you additional facial expressions. So you have different face. They come with replaceable heads here. You have another left arm with the gauntlet and a fist. This one is not really as posable as that one. That one has the articulating. You can move the fingers around. This one here you can just rotate the wrist a little bit. Has a little shoulder ball joint to pop it out. So you just pop it right out and pop a new one in.
Yeah, that's how my Wonder Woman is.
And there is a pedestal.
Oh, look at that! I just found something new myself. All these fingers move like real fingers. Like every little joint moves. I hope you guys are seeing this really well. That is absolutely amazing. Even the thumb moves. And that twists all around here. And I'll show you what the back looks like of him. This thing is awesome.
Yeah. Now they give you the pedestal and the support that you can actually support him with. And then in the background, 3-piece background that goes along with him. And we'll put some pictures up as well. Yeah. We'll probably do another video or something once we set them up and have
check our Instagram for 2 Cent Movie Talk.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll post the pictures there. So we'll let him sit here.
And he can stand on his own.
Watch over everyone.
So this is the pamphlet that kind of tells you about all that.
I'll try my best to read that.
It's a lot of diagrams, so it's not a lot of reading.
It's a lot of pictures. I love pictures. So go what I was saying while we gonna let you sit here and look at Thanos. Endgame. Yeah. Wow. What a What a finale.
Yeah, we're going to see it again.
We're going to see it again.
Third time, by the way.
We've already seen it twice.
Yeah.
And we're going to see it a third time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really know where to start. I don't know to start the ending or the beginning.
I don't even know.
But
like
so
the part I told you guys that I cried at, and seeing it twice, I cried again. Obviously, it's when Tony died, because Iron Man has been my favorite character throughout this entire Marvel universe thing going on. So yeah, it was pretty heartfelt to me when he died.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a little easy to take because it was sacrificial. It was
but it was still sad though. I mean, that's the whole thing, you know. And I think it was a combination of all of it coming to an end, you know, along with him dying. So that was a little bit of the emotion for me as well.
Yeah, I think that it was. I mean, you knew that somebody had to go. Something had to happen at the end. I mean, it's the end of the journey. It's the end of the road. Everything led up to it. The movie's foreshadowed his demise. I mean, you knew this would happen. To what degree you didn't know. You didn't know if he'd be wounded mortally or go away.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think, for me at least, I don't think this could have ended any better.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great ending. You know, it was a great movie just altogether. I absolutely loved it, which is why we're going to see it for the third time.
Yeah.
But
for 3 hours, so
everything that happened was like, it fit.
It did.
I mean, it all fit. It all worked. Even with Captain Marvel coming in and, you know, Thor gaining a freshman 40. It all worked. You know, it was very, very comical with Hulk.
That was a surprise.
Banner, to say it was.
I knew they would do something with it where they would, but it was funny. He didn't really get to Hulk smash or fight anybody in the movie though. Yeah. So, but I mean, that was okay.
It was okay because honestly, in Thor Ragnarok, like I said, I thought they made Hulk too. It was just too comical for me.
Yeah, it was a little bit too much.
It took me a while to get to the point where I was like, okay, I actually like it, but it wasn't one of the best for me.
Yeah, you watch it all the time still though.
I still watch all of the ones that I really don't like that much. I'll still watch them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So they did use some time travel, but it wasn't a multiverse story. Yeah. I mean, they used time. So. Spoiler, if you haven't seen it, just a spoiler.
You should have seen it by now already. My sister's seen it, okay?
Yeah, she still.
And she had questions. I had to give her a tutorial on the whole movie, okay? Yeah, okay. So, y'all should have seen it.
Yeah, so it starts out in the beginning where, you know, like the trilogy you've seen, just like it starts in the beginning. They all get together. Captain Marvel shows up. She saves Tony and Nebula, who are stranded out in space. And Captain Marvel, first thing is, let's just get him and undo what he did. Right. So they go, and here's Thanos on a farm. Look like old farmer picking fruit and vegetables and making his little stew, and they come in and kick his ass, and he's like, I don't have the stones. I destroyed the stones. And at that point, Thor just cuts his head off. Yeah. And
just like, I went for the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the wrong time.
Yeah, you're
it's too late now.
A few days late. But at that point, it's like, now what do they do? Now where does the story go?
Where does the story go?
And that's the piece that I didn't know the twist they had, the twist they gave you, how they brought Thanos into her. Made sense. Yeah. It worked. Damn near perfectly.
Yeah. Actually, when I first saw it and I saw that they killed him in the beginning, I was like, it's over before it ends. Yeah. But then once things started coming along, I was like, okay. All right.
So this all works out. Yeah. Perfectly. And the time travel. So the way they explain the time travel, I like that scene where they broke down time travel.
Yes.
That whether or not you bought their definition of time travel, it laid the groundwork for how they would approach time travel in this movie, and that's basically what it was. Yeah. So Tony figures out time travel at his desk. Like he's figuring out math homework for a 5th grader. Right. Comes back, like, all right, I got it. And the plan is to team up, go back to times in history, go back to previous times where the stones were.
And they get the stones before Thanos gets the stones.
Yeah, they got them. Yeah, they got them before they jump back in their current timeline. Grab the stones, use the stones to undo what Thanos did, then take the stones back.
Right.
Therefore, the timeline plays as Thanos looks for stones, Thanos finds stones, Thanos snaps after he beats the Avengers. Everybody disappears. 5 years later, because it was 5 years later after Thanos got his head cut off. 5 years later, we undo it. Thanos never knows.
However,
Thanos
found out.
It was very cute. It was cool. It was cool how he found out.
Yeah.
But it didn't play into it with the people. But Nebula was the key because the shared consciousness.
Right. The past Nebula is how he figured it out that that he got all the stones and that what they were doing to try to prevent it. So that's how he found out.
Yeah.
And he made his little minion bring up all the memories from the present Nebula.
Yeah.
So
because they shared a conscience and she's a machine, so basically he could read whatever conscience come out. Yeah.
You know, and bam, he got it. So
the old Nebula. They went back to 2014. This is when they were trying to get. That was when they were trying to get the Power Stone from Morag, and that's when Nebula basically found out what was happening. So to prove her worth to her dad in 2014, she said, "Let me prove my worth," and they actually were able to get Nebula from Morag before they disappeared, before they went back, because they would travel through time with little time braces, and they were going back and. Rhodey went back, and then her mind started going off, and that's when Thanos then found her, sucked her up, and they had 2 Nebulas on the ship. 2023 Nebula and 2014. So there's a 9-year gap between.
You had the good one and the bad one together.
Yeah, and how they would travel with Pym particles, because Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that. How he got out there.
We'll get to all of that.
Yeah. But they would use the Pym particles, and Nebula took the Pym particles, gave it to Thanos. The Avengers went back. She went back, posed as the other Nebula, and they did the snap. Hulk did the snap
because he said he could take the power, which, he did.
Yeah.
He took the power, but he got a little bit more damaged.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to bring Black Widow back.
Yeah, and that's and that go back to the stone, because the Soul Stone requires a sacrifice, and Hawkeye and
they were fighting to see which one of them was going to sacrifice, and unfortunately, or fortunately, she sacrificed herself.
I think she wanted to do that because she really had nothing else left. If there is no team, then there is no reason for her. And you look, those 5 years while she was sitting at Avengers headquarters, just suffering, trying to she's monitoring underwater earthquakes. I mean, she had nothing. She was distraught. So to go through all that and then be like, let me do this. I have to do something. That was a theme throughout the movie.
But then Hawkeye kind of felt like that too, because he was at the point where he didn't have anything left either.
Yeah, but if this worked, his family would come back. So he had more to live for than she did, because she had no family.
Well, she felt that way though, but he was still willing to sacrifice himself to bring them back.
Yeah, That was sacrifice across the board. I mean, Tony sacrificed himself. Thanos, that one line when they get ready to snap, he said, "Let me do it." He's like, "Just let me do something." Yeah, because he had suffered for 5 years and got the beer belly. Old Viking Thor. Old man Thor. But he wanted to do something. Everyone wanted to do their part. And this is like...
And that's kind of what I was saying in the last review. That basically, this is the movie where everybody realizes that it's not about them. That it's about sacrificing for the greater good in humanity. And for the ones that they love or loved. In the other movies you see it, all the arrogance all around the board. With all of them. Separately, and even in Infinity War, it still wasn't about what it should have been about.
Right, it wasn't.
So in this movie, this was the end. This is when everyone came together to realize what they were doing their jobs for and what they were fighting for. Yeah. It all happened in this movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it couldn't have happened any other way. I mean, it took
Infinity War for them to realize that they need to be a team. In Infinity War, like I said, in Infinity War, they fought as separate units. They weren't even fighting together while they were apart.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing Tony came back when he said with Cap. He was because he was emaciated, he lost weight, he was sick, he was dying. And he said
that's what I was supposed to say. He came back, he was all small, and then he stayed small, and then all of a sudden, even when he was fighting in the end, he was still kind of small. Oh gosh, if I could have recorded that, I'm not gonna do it. I love my sister too much, but had I recorded that whole conversation, some of you would have been upset.
Bananas.
Some of the things that she said, and I'm just gonna say she thought one character was a DC character. I'm not gonna tell you which one. We just don't send my sister no hate though, because she just don't watch these kind of movies. But she took my nephew, so she sacrificed for the team.
Yeah,
so,
she did her part.
She did it good, but she understood after the tutorial. So
good.
I got her to understand. Yeah.
But Tony was mad. He said to Cap, he said, I needed you.
Yeah.
I needed you there.
Yeah.
And I was like, being on a planet, getting stabbed, getting your ass kicked, being on a ship for 22 days with a blue alien.
Everybody disappear in front of you, and the sorrows, so to speak, that he felt for Spider-Man dying.
Yeah.
Because he felt like he shouldn't have been there. It was his fault that he was there, and so that he carried that guilt with him as well. For years. Yeah.
You never know. I mean, that's something that, he felt like he said, Spider-Man Homecoming, he said, if you died, then that's on me. Yeah. And he died because he carried that because he felt like he could have done better.
Right.
This was it's all their shoulders. They all, but him, Thor, they carried the weight of it, which is why they were so willing to sacrifice to make it right. And ultimately, I mean, that's what you get in the end of that movie. The sacrifice it shows and pays off now.
Yeah.
I mean, where it goes from here is anybody's guess, because in the end of it, Cap goes back and returns to Stones, but he didn't come back.
Yeah.
He came back.
He came back, but he was old when he came back.
Yeah. And we were talking about that.
Yeah,
we were talking about that because
we were kind of trying to figure out, like, why did he get old? But then we realized that him and even Bucky, or, Winter Soldier, whatever you want to call him, they were always frozen.
Yeah.
So we don't know if with the serum they would have aged. We just assumed that because they had this serum that they wouldn't age. But the fact that he did, because at the time that he went back, he was already Captain America because they had put the serum in him already. Yeah. So we don't even know if Bucky's gonna get old. But in hindsight, if Captain America did, then obviously he will too. So, if you think back to all of the other movies, he didn't age, because when he went into being frozen, when he came back, it was so many years later, but he was unthawed by that point. So that's like putting something in the freezer and,
he was preserved.
30 years later, you pull it out and well, it didn't age, but it was frozen. So
So they do age. So it's like he blew past his time port, because they had those the time port, basically time machines.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to come back 5 seconds later, and he didn't. So he stayed where he was.
He stayed.
I think. And
so when he came back, he just knew where to be.
I think. See, I've heard different scenarios, and the best thing I can come up with is that one that was on the bench was always in existence in his timeline. See, I think what Cap did when he went back, he didn't come back in time. He just lived. So there was no return to that time. Right. He never came back.
Right.
He stayed. He just lived out his life.
But I'm just saying, because if he went back with the knowledge that he has now, if that was him on the bench, then he would have known where to be.
Yeah, he knew.
He would have showed up there because he knew that they were waiting for him.
And the cool thing is that there were 2 Captain Americas, but the first one was frozen for most of it until 2015 or whatever, 2011, and then all he had to do really is just kind of like just show up. Like, hey, everybody, I survived. I survived the plane crash. I'm good.
I'm here.
I'm good. And then when they probably dug him out, see, the only thing about they still did dig him out. That event existed in that timeline. Like that was Sorcerer Supreme was saying. Sorcerer was saying where she said, and this is going back into the part of the movie where they're collecting stones, where she shows Banner. He goes to get the time stone from her in New York. And she's like, this is our timeline. If you take a stone from here, it creates a branch, a whole new timeline.
Yeah.
But if you put it back, it closes that loop. So if he put the stones back, but he didn't come back, he stayed in the current time span he was in, the timeline he was in, just in 1947 or whatever he went back to, 45.
Yeah.
So
he went back in that same strand of the timeline. So it was all the same. It didn't create a different branch or a different reality. It was the same. Well, it couldn't have been the same reality if they put the stones back. So that's kind of...
If he returned it, though, did that timeline, if he went back to right when he took it, because think about it, the moment they took it was a flash.
Right.
It was a few seconds. They took it and then brought it back.
Yeah.
So if you put it back, then the timeline continues as normal. So he's just in it. He just traveling.
He's just in the same timeline.
With two Captain America, one ice and one walking around.
Yeah.
And they probably dug the other one up, but he knew where not to go because he knew exactly what he did. So he just avoided himself until that moment when he went back in time.
Yeah. Strange.
I know.
Strange. Now I'm gonna say when all of us, me, you, well not all of us, just me, Greg, and Cameron were trying to figure out after Infinity War how Endgame was all gonna piece together and who was the key to all of it, and I kept saying, I wonder if it's Doctor Strange. Now I kept saying that, and it wasn't until we got closer to this movie when I kept watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I said to myself, why couldn't they just use, the portal from Ant-Man?
Yeah.
So, both Doctor Strange and, Ant-Man kind of came into play when it came to them going back. And I say Doctor Strange because it was his knowledge of what he knew in those 14 million scenarios of how they all survived. He knew in Infinity War, but he said if he would have told Tony then it wouldn't have happened. Yeah. So when you guys see that moment where he does like this, that's when Tony realized this is the scenario where everybody lives. Yeah. But somebody has to be sacrificed, and that's when he sacrificed himself. He knew at that moment.
Yeah. Now, speaking of that moment, I gotta talk about the battle because that was.
I respect myself. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Okay, I can't talk about it anymore.
Okay.
Okay, you
watch. All right. So that battle was one of the best battles I've seen in a Marvel movie, and arguably some other movies, because what they did was they do this so well. It's kind of like in Infinity War when Thor showed up. You knew Thor was here.
Yeah.
But
he showed up.
You forgot about it for a second. Because they die, they get beat up, and after he just shows up.
This like, what was you the whole time?
Yeah, right. Like, what you doing?
So long?
At the tool shop at Home Depot. Looking for a hammer. But
trying to find an eye.
I don't think he knew he lost his eye.
No,
they didn't see what I was at.
Yeah, no.
But the way they broke that whole thing down was like, well, let me back up a little bit. The battle starts after Hulk does this snap and they see birds showing up and things. The only thing you saw was Ant-Man looking at birds. And I think we did it. And then Thanos came through the portal because evil Nebula came back faking, opened the portal again, and let her father through. Now, I don't know how he knew how to use it, how he used Pym particles. See, the thing is, wait. If he took Nebula's, the Pym particle from Nebula,
then he would have known. He would have known from her.
Yeah.
Little brain.
Yeah, she had little wristbands.
Yeah.
All she did was open the portal, and then they would come through. He brought the whole ship, his whole ship through.
He brought all his homies.
It was crazy.
They all came.
And he rained fire on Avengers headquarters, decimated the whole thing.
The whole thing. Bye-bye.
Made it so all the Avengers all down, crumpled or whatever. And this is where I think Hawkeye shined out. He killed the He picked up. Now Tony made the gauntlet. It looked badass. It was an Iron Man gauntlet. But so after the Avengers Tower is destroyed, Hawkeye picks it up and is running from the Black Order. Not Black Order, but the dog. I forget what the dogs are called. His war dogs are called. But he ended up killing 3. Thank goodness he has a samurai sword. Yeah. Cut him in half and everything. Yeah. But from there, it starts this battle, this journey to get the stones back to where they came from. But Thanos showing up kind of caused a problem. So they figured they can get them back and put them in the timeline where they belonged, and the whole thing would have happened. I don't really know what the angle would return them back then would have been, because had they returned them, Thanos was already there. I mean, he'd been trapped there, but the problem was he wouldn't have had the gauntlet. He wouldn't have had the stones. He's just been on Earth.
Right.
So you start out with who is it? Fat Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man, basically walking out there. And Thanos just sitting out there waiting for
just sitting, chilling, like, okay.
He said, "Tell us, bring me the stones." He just sits there. He said, "What do you do, Father?" "I'll wait."
Yeah.
And they came out. It's like they stand there looking at him, and flashback for a minute when they were getting the stones. Thor got Mjolnir.
Oh yeah, yes.
I was looking because he talked to his mom again, and his mom gets
his mom told him to eat a salad because he needed a salad instead of what he been eating now.
He was drinking
all that beer.
Yeah, he was drinking beers and
kegs. He wasn't drinking beers. He was drinking kegs.
Playing what's the game?
Cause some game he was playing.
What's the game they all kid? Fortnite. He played Fortnite.
Going off on this kid, go cry to your father. Really, Thor? With your plaid pajama pants on, put a shirt on.
I think he had some Uggs on. Did he have some Uggs on or something?
Some Uggs.
But yeah, so they all get there and they're walking out. They see him, whatever. So that's when Thor asked him, "Say, you know it's a trap?" He said, "Yeah." "You still gonna fight him?" "Yep." He says, "All right, long way in agreement." That's when it starts. He gets his hammer, his Thor, his hammer and the axe, and they go out there and start fighting.
And guess what?
Yeah.
Cap was worthy.
He jumped ahead, but you got to. You want to say it? Go ahead. You had to say it.
Because I'm gonna forget.
I had to say it. That was the best part because they got there, they fight him. Boom, 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 boom. Thor's a little fat, like a Viking. He gets thrown around. Iron Man charged up. They use all the tactics. A lot of tactics you've seen used throughout the movie where Thor charges up Iron Man. He fires with his proton blaster suit. And then Thor's fighting Thanos, and Thor's doing his thing, and Thanos gets.
Yeah, y'all trying to play keep away with the gauntlet.
Yeah, the gauntlet wasn't even there yet, but yeah, you're right. Cause Hawkeye was running away from that place. Same time he ran away from the dogs.
Yeah.
But they're fighting, and that's when Thor gets on the Thanos gets thrown on the ground. They put the axe in his chest, and then Mjolnir pops up, and I'm watching. I'm like, is he calling the hammer by himself?
Like, where's it going? What happened?
Yeah, but that was a scene. Everybody waiting for that. We saw it in Dolby, and it was a crowded audience. The people watching it, they'd be like, "Yes!" And it's really cool how they show it until you guys get his ass kicked again. Yeah. But this, I mean, that was the pre-battle because they fighting him. It's just the three of them fighting him, but they all get their ass kicked. I mean, they
gotta get their ass kicked.
Yeah, they give their best shot. But I mean, even when Captain America got Mjolnir, he's called lightning, burned him up, hit him, crushed him down. But Thanos eventually got up and he had his battle axe and he broke his shield. It just sliced. It started to slice through the shield.
I felt a little bad for Cap for a minute. I thought he was really going.
I thought that's how he was going to die. He got stabbed. He got stabbed. He got hurt. Yeah, so
he got hurt because all this was kind of swollen. You know how you get hit in your mouth too much and your mouth get real swollen, like right here.
Yeah, but all through that, mind you, Thor was down.
Yeah.
Iron Man, he got hit and he didn't get back up again.
Yeah, he didn't get back up.
So it was basically with Captain America standing there.
So
with a bunch of shield.
Yeah, and then the part after all that was when everybody came out, right?
The part, because he's standing there and Thanos makes those comments, he says whatever, and he's talking about, what did he say? He says something to the extent of, "You showed the error of my mistakes." I think right before they really start fighting, but he says, "I expected the world to be appreciative, but if people that are left remember what happened, people will never move on."
Yeah.
So his thing was just figure, I'm just going to erase the universe and start over again.
Get rid of all y'all.
So so that when Captain America Captain America stand by himself, he's standing there, his shield's all busted up, and he's like standing there looking. And that's when Thanos calls the whole army out, not just the Black Order, not just the.
You got them ugly looking things from the fight in New York.
Every creature he had.
I'm like, where they come from?
And that way, pull the leash off the big old gorilla thing.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
And I'm watching like, I said, how are they gonna play this out? Because the scene is so massive that you have to see it to appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not like the battle in Infinity War. It's not Ultron.
This is the ultimate.
This
is the battle that beats all the battles that we've ever seen before.
This was everything.
Awesome.
And
with that, he said we've seen it in Dolby the first day, but then we seen it in the IMAX. I think we talked about it before because they didn't shrink the IMAX screen, which we are so happy about because that fight needed to be on that IMAX screen, like
edge to edge.
It was just Thanos' head was like at the top of the screen, like it was so amazing.
In the middle of that battle, IMAX it was so much better because in the middle of that battle,
I mean, we were comfortable in Dolby, but the IMAX, like I'm glad we got the kids to see it in IMAX. It was awesome.
Yeah. So that scene when he called all these people out, he's standing there, and Captain America standing like, well, I'm gonna do this all day. And I'm like, well, you got about 7 minutes. 7 minutes.
About 7 more minutes.
And that's when you hear the voice in his ear, Sam.
Yeah.
And he's
like, gosh. And then the crowd, man, in IMAX, the IMAX crowd, that's what I was waiting for. Like, we got just a little bit. We got the little girl over here crying.
Oh my God, we can talk about that girl.
But the IMAX crowd, that Friday crowd, when they started coming out, that's what I was waiting for. Like, the excitement
so cool.
was like, me and Kim were, trying to be all clad and stuff.
Yeah. So I was watching, and that's when everybody comes back. Doctor Strange brought everybody back, and Pepper Potts and her rescue armor. And I'm watching this, and I'm like, how much money they spent on this? Because
it's a lot of money.
It was a big old charge. They did the charge.
Yeah.
And you watching, I'm like,
it was so worth it, and I'm pretty sure they made all that money back by now.
In the first week, they made it in the first couple days.
It's so awesome.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
if you guys haven't seen it, what are you waiting for?
Really? I mean,
right, it's about to be Thursday tomorrow. Like, it's been a week.
It's been a week.
What are y'all waiting for?
So, like, when you see that whole scene, when they played it out, I'm like, wow, they actually showed this whole battle. They didn't cut it and then come back to it. They played it in the end. Yeah. And I'm watching, like, everybody got there. I mean, I was a little underimpressed with the fact that Hulk didn't get to actually kick somebody's butt in that.
Yeah.
But
he was in the suit.
He wasn't in the Hulk bus. He was in his. He had his Avengers. He was Hulk. He was Professor Hulk.
That's right. I don't know. I may be thinking about another part right now. Okay.
Yeah, he was in the suit in the beginning, but he came. Remember, he came out. He came out and he started running. They were all running. He was running the crowd.
It would have been so awesome to see Hulk smash, but
it would have been.
We got what we got.
He was too educated.
Yeah, right. He was Nerd Hulk.
Yeah, everybody got this shot though. I mean, Falcon came in and stabbed the thing with the wing, which was badass.
Yeah.
Even Captain Marvel, I like the way they used her because my fear was that Captain Marvel come in just like you see the trailer. She think, let's go get him. Let's go kick his ass and get him. And I'm like,
she pretty much could have came in, swiped through, and probably destroyed them all herself. But she didn't. I had this thing I say, well, superheroes always, in order to be a true hero, you must get your ass kicked once. And respectfully. And she got to.
She came in and she started fighting Thanos that one scene, and she's hitting him. He tried to headbutt her. She just stood there and looked at him until he pulled the Power Stone out of the gauntlet. Because by then he had the gauntlet, was trying to do his snap. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
And he just hit her with the Power Stone, and you didn't see her again until the end.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah.
But Valkyrie was there. Valkyrie showed everyone was there. Wong came.
Everyone that didn't die before the snap.
Yeah, very good.
And who didn't sacrifice.
To an extent. Because Gamora was there, but it was
past Gamora. It was not present Gamora. It wasn't the I sacrificed my life Gamora. This was prior to that.
This is 2014.
This was the Gamora. I'm still fighting with my dad Gamora. So this was even before she switched. You could tell bits and pieces of it that she was starting to fade away, or she was thinking about fading away from Thanos, but she was still fighting with him and Nebula. Yeah. So it wasn't the same because it was the past. Because she didn't even know
anybody.
What's his face?
Yeah, she know who it is.
Yeah. So
now they got it. Yeah. So there's that. It's like but you're right. You start to change a little bit. But she wasn't.
It was just more so questioning everything. Like she had the questioning look on her face.
What are you gonna do now? Are you gonna do this?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Because they've been conquering planet by planet. If you get the stone, that's a game changer. So she's like, morally, she looked like, well, I don't know if I can do this. But let's see, where were we? We were in the battle. We were talking about the battle.
We were talking about Captain Marvel.
Yeah, so Captain Marvel gets her butt kicked, and at that point, when she gets punched, that's when Strange looked at Tony. And was Tony, like, the one. Yeah.
I think Tony looked at because Tony looked at him and he looked over like,
This is it.
And so Tony,
he would
gotta do what we gotta do.
He didn't even shoot it, but without getting ready to step, he would just tackle him.
He just
tackle him
in, like, you know, sliding in the home plate.
Yeah.
Then no snap, nothing happened. He like, stone's gone.
Tony grabbed the gauntlet. He was just holding on to the gauntlet and taking the stones out. Yeah. Yeah. That was cool how they just did for because his suit is nano.
Yeah.
So it just basically formed right into his glove.
Yeah. It was so awesome.
And even Thanos, as arrogant as he is, the same phrase he uttered in the beginning, when they went to go find the stones from him that he destroyed, he told him, "I'm inevitable." Yeah. Even he snapped. His gauntlet was no. He said it first, then he snapped. He told Tony Stark, he said, "I'm inevitable," and he snapped, and it was like nothing.
Nothing happened, Thanos.
And after he looked, he had the glove, the gauntlet, so big glove, and that was the perfect bookend to the whole movie because Tony looked at him and was like, "I'm an Iron Man."
Right.
Snaps.
He snapped.
And that called back to the first Iron Man movie at the end of the movie. So I'm like, okay. And all of his army started dusting away. The big old Gila monsters or whatever.
I think that's when I felt it in my heart when he was like, "I am Iron Man." I was, oh my God!
Do you need some water?
No, I'm good. I just felt it, just like right there. You know, because you knew it was over at that point. Then you just see all Thanos' people just like crumbling, just disappearing. And he sat his fat ass down like nothing was about to happen to him. He must have felt it coming, but he just sat down all casually, like he wasn't shocked or surprised. He just sat and just.
He had accepted his fate. He was bowing down in defeat. I mean, for all the things negative about what he wanted to do and his motivations, as a warrior, as a Titan, to some degree, you have to respect his drive and his. I mean,
theoretically, you would think that what his plan would work. Because, you know, you see it in the world today. If you eliminate some people, then our climate will be better. Or our planet will be better. We'll be fresher. You know, all this stuff that's happening in the world won't happen if we got rid of half the people that's on the earth. So, you know, you think about it in that aspect. But it doesn't work like that. Yeah. Once something is damaged, it's damaged. You know what I mean? Like, you can't fix it because it's already broken. Like, you just got to just deal with what's happening. You know, that's just the reality of it. And he was too arrogant of a Titan to understand or even want to understand that. He just thought my plan will work. It's going to freaking work because I'm Thanos.
That's basically what he was thinking. And it would have worked on a fractured team, but it took two chances, two go-rounds for him to get it right. Literally, like, okay, we messed up the first time.
You get one more shot.
One more again. This is all you got. Yeah. Because it came pretty close. Cause he got the gauntlet from him, and he had a pretty close chance of snapping. I mean, it took everyone to stop him. Spider-Man coming, and that was a cool thing when Spider-Man come back. He's like, "Mr. Stark, I don't know what happened on the upside. I started getting tired, and I passed out."
Dr. Strange was there doing the thing.
He said, "We gotta go." He's doing a little swing thing, and instead of just saying something snappy or witty to him, he just gives him a hug like a dad.
He just hugs him,
and it's like.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
He's like, what are we doing? What's going on right here? Okay. Hugs. Yeah.
It was throughout the whole battle, you could tell it wasn't an Iron Man battle. I mean, there were scenes, because him and Pepper Potts in her armor. It's like them fighting them there with the suits on fight. It was real cool. It was like one of those moments like, wow, this looks badass. This is real cool. But it's like, you knew.
Yeah. I mean, even with Pepper coming, you know, all that grief that she gave Tony about spending so much time, you know, with his suits and trying to just protect everyone, and how, you know, your wife or girlfriend, your husband or your boyfriend has a hobby, you know, and you're like, okay, can you spend more time with the family? At the end, it's like she even came to realize what he was doing all that for. You know, it's like, just everything just came together in this movie, and it was just amazing.
One thing he says, the one thing I feel in life is making you stop. So it's like he's like, I can stop. I can, after he did the time, he figured out time travel. He's like, I can stop it. I can put it in a box. You can't stop. You never stop.
Yeah.
I can't stop you. It was his destiny to do that, and she knew
and
that.
it took him to realize it. I think because nobody tell him. Even if somebody told him that was his destiny, he was too arrogant before to even.
I don't know if it was arrogant. You think it was arrogance?
I think that
driven.
He was driven. He definitely was driven, but he was. Come on,
well,
guys. Tony was freaking arrogant as heck.
Yeah, he was. He arrogant. Yeah. But I think he had those dreams of just New York for 6 years. That haunted him.
Yeah.
He had seen though. Did he say at one point he had seen this moment? In
this, he I think it was when he was talking to Captain, and he said, "I saw this. I told you this would happen." Or was it there, or was it during when they were fighting?
Well, he did say that at the beginning.
He said,
"I told you. I told you. I had this vision. I saw this vision.
I saw this.
I saw
it happening, and you did whatever."
Yeah.
So yeah, he said it.
Civil War. When he said, "I'm trying to keep the team together to stave off something worse."
Yeah.
And you always thought in that movie he was talking about the Accords, but he wasn't.
He wasn't
because he knew that whatever was coming, they needed to fight it together. That's why he said, I needed you. Right. But they were fractured, they were broken.
Yeah.
And it took, unfortunately, it took to the very end, but eventually they got it together. I mean,
things happen when they're supposed to happen, right? Yeah. It happens when it's supposed to happen, even in movies, it has to come together. And I think, like I said before, the whole team, not just the actors, but the whole team that put all of this together, the production, the directors, the writing, it's just amazing. This is the best of anything that I've ever seen in my lifetime, I would have to say. Like we said, besides Star Wars.
Well, Star Wars doesn't have 22 movies.
Yeah, it's totally different, so you can't compare. But for me, in my lifetime, this is the greatest.
Yeah. I don't think, I would agree. I don't think I have seen or can think of anything that comes close to, from a cinematic perspective, a story with this many pieces, this many movies, over this many years, be successful so long and have such a fan following, and then, quote unquote, stick the landing at the end. I mean, they changed, for me, they changed the way you view superhero movies.
Yeah.
Everyone was always talking about who gonna die in Civil War, who gonna die in this movie. It wasn't about who died in those movies. It was about who dies, or who survives in the end. It was about the survivors, or what was. That's not the word. That's not the word I'm looking for. But it's what happens. Tony dying in the end isn't the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah.
Tony living and then failing was worse.
Yeah.
A Black Widow
because they failed once. So if they failed again, that just that would have been worse. So sorry guys, the camera cut off. This is going to set the standard, for me at least, for any other superhero movies to come out.
I think so.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not just going to go in assuming it's going to be horrible or it's not going to be as great. But Greg and I said before, we don't know what's coming. We don't know what's next.
Thanos is coming.
But yeah, this is going to be something that we remember. And I was just telling Greg, what was it? Monday? Or when was it that I told you? Because I belong to the Disney Movie Club.
Oh, yeah.
So I got an email already to reserve my copy of Endgame. I'm like, really, Disney? It's only been a few days that the movie's been out, but of course I reserved it anyway.
Of course you did. I knew you did. You were talking all that stuff.
And I get a free lithogram with it, so.
Say that 5 times fast.
No, because my chest hurts right now. But yeah, so of course I'm going to reserve it.
Yeah, so, I mean, we can go on for hours and hours talking about this story.
Yeah, we can. We're sure you don't want to sit up and watch our YouTube video for like 2 hours, of course, unless you're going to sleep. And you just watch it when you go to sleep.
We're approaching about an hour now. So.
Yeah. But it was so much to talk about. Like last time, we didn't want to spoil anything for any of you. Yeah. But by this time, like we say, you should have seen it already.
They gave you 7 days.
You should have seen it already. I'm
7.
just saying.
So.
So yeah, and of course we had to show you Thanos.
Yes, we had to show you the
So
Thanos.
like Craig said,
Bad
he'll
type.
try to remember to leave the link down below because sometimes
I will leave the link.
Sometimes
We will leave the
forget.
link for you.
If we don't put it up today, we'll put it up one day.
Yeah. Oh, it needs a postable too.
Yeah,
You can
everything
legs
is
too.
so awesome, and like this, it feels like amazing, and you know, this is not like made out of cheap material. This is
Oh,
well
the elbow is
worth
posable.
the money, and every little aspect of the fingers move. Like you don't get that in very many things. So.
Well, Barbie dolls. Not the fingers.
I'm a little jealous because it is bigger than my Wonder Woman, but that's okay. It's Thanos, you know. It's Thanos.
You're gonna be bigger than everything.
Right.
So yeah, so I'll leave a link in the comments for this stick. So you guys check
it
out the
looks
site.
exactly like the movie Thanos. I mean, every detail of it is, you know, how you get things sometimes and it's like, yeah, it looks like it, but it doesn't really look like it.
This is Josh Brolin's face.
Yeah, definitely.
This is killer. So I don't think we graded this movie last time.
We
I'm
gave
sorry,
it a
I'm preoccupied
9.5.
here.
We're in the yellow, so we're gonna go ahead and end this. But we gave it a 9.5
Yeah.
last time, and I stand by that 9.5.
I stand by it too.
Great movie. If you
It's-
haven't seen it, go see it. Even if this is your first Marvel movie, you know, find you somebody like me who can school you on everything else that you need to know, like I did with my sister. So
Yeah, because you may need it.
You're gonna need it.
This movie, you do need to know a little bit more.
definitely you need to at least know some background from Doctor Strange and Ant-Man, I would say.
Yeah, because this movie it helps. I said to go back.
Civil
you
War,
want
I think you said.
Civil War, but now I think that the first, if you guys see the first Avengers, some of the ones afterwards you might be able to skip, but I don't
Yeah.
know. They touch every movie.
Yeah, they touch every movie. I definitely
A lot of
think you
movies,
need to know the background of Captain America if you want to know why he stayed back when
Yeah.
he, you know, went back.
Yeah.
So the first Captain America would be beneficial because.
This is ridiculous.
And then one thing that we didn't touch on in this that was very important is that Tony saw his father. But of course his father didn't know it was him, but he saw his father.
Yeah.
And it gave him a different perspective on what his father actually felt and thought about him.
Which helps him.
Yeah.
It helped him. I think that actually helped him.
Yeah.
You know, it made a big difference. Plus, he got to tell Dad he had a kid.
Right.
His dad's been gone, so he got to tell Dad. Dad had a son, a daughter.
Daughter. Yeah, we
So,
didn't touch on that either. So.
Yeah. I guess there's a lot of things we can talk
So
about
many
here.
things. Yeah. So we're gonna end this. As always, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Make sure you like this video. Give us our likes.
Or Thanos will come and get you.
Thanos is coming out.
That'd be
you.
your way. Maybe 2010, maybe 2012 Thanos will come down.
Right.
Because 2014 Thanos is dead.
So that was not coming. But yeah, make sure you have your bell notifications turned on so you get notified every time we upload a video. And make sure you're following us on social media.
And we're going to put some cool pics of him once we get them all set up and lit up and all
check
that
those
stuff.
out on our Instagram. We'll get them up on our Instagram.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us for this hour plus.
Yeah.
Appreciate you being here.
2 Cent Movie Talk.
Until next time.
Go to the movies.